Welcome back to Spinning the Past. I found this old box of lots of leftover skeins from my master spinner and from other things. And I just want to show you when you go back and look at your spinning from a couple of years ago, you should be able to see things that you would have done differently. Now, with more experience of spinning, what would you have done differently? So this is, I'm almost certain that this is alpaca. But if you can see here, look at that twist angle, and you can see it on the beige. It's hardly even plied. A very loosely plied means that it can make a softer yarn, but it doesn't make a stable yarn. Okay, softness versus stable. If I twisted this like I'm gonna ply it, so you can see the twist angle get a bit deeper. So if I were using this, there you go. So if I were using this for, say, socks, I would look or weaving, probably do a 45-degree twist angle. Don't look at my hands, look at there. But even if I get it to 30, that'll make this a stronger yarn to work with, and it won't pill. The reason stuff pills and comes out and gets all fuzzy is because this doesn't have enough twist. Twist is the glue. So we don't have enough glue in it, it will kind of disintegrate like this. So this is something I'm on a kick now to knit some, what do you call it, little mitts, fingerless mitts. So I think this will be really nice for it, but I'm gonna reply this, and you can do that. You can definitely run this through again and ply it with a little bit stronger twist angle. That's what that's gonna do. This I found is a Dorset. Do. If you have leftover, do write down what breed it is, how it was spun, sample, and it says extra. So I use this for something. This is Dorset, and it's much different, a stronger wool. But again, I'm seeing that my ply angle here is not as strong as it should be. So I'm probably reply. Now, if I put this through and I apply it again, man, it doesn't need that many treadles. It's like treadle, treadle on, treadle, treadle on. It should go really, really quick to reapply this. And then you would reskein it like a hank, and you would block it, put it in water, and you would drain it, and then you would hang it up to dry. And just like you were setting any other skein you were doing. So this is going to be in the redo pile. This I wanted to show you, I think in level 1, see, lap spun singles extra. So one of our exercises says that we had to just use our lap with some, this is roving, or it is, we had to hand card something. And just on our lap, just kind of roll in a particular direction. I think it was away from us. And then we had to skein it up. But this is extra, so the other stuff went for grading, but this was extra because I only needed 10 yards of it. So I just wanted to show you, this is what singles look like. And if you see here, these are kind of like pigtails right here. This is hyper twisted. That means it has too much twist in it. So this is where if you plied this, then that would remove some of that twist and it would balance out. So it's really hard to get a nice singles, that is a single twist like this, a single ply, and have it come out not all snarly. That takes a bit of skill, and also takes the correct breed. So I would use a long staple breed like an Icelandic. Speaking of Icelandic, I am so glad I kept little tags on there. So here's Icelandic roving, purchased in Iceland when I was there, and that says Neppi, low quality. So when I go back to it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I haven't really used it, because it's Neppi. So what's Nepp? You see these tiny little, they're little snarls here. snarls. So when it went through the machine, the shorter fibers kind of rolled up on themselves to make a little net. So this tells me that this would pill. It wouldn't make a very nice yarn for certain purposes. Again, all wool, all fibers have a purpose. So I would, now that I know that it's a low quality, I know how I could possibly spin it, perhaps as singles, weave with it probably, and I can do something with it. Again, I can always do something, but I want to show you how helpful it is if you label your yarn. So here's another thing I labeled. So this says Cormo woolen. So this is Cormo. Cormo is one of my favorite wools ever, ever, ever. So I pulled this out. This is woolen. I don't think I have enough for fingerless mitts, but I tried to do something with it. This is also like, I need to feel like I do something with the yarns. Now I have a Zoom loom, a little square that I could, but Cormo is just, it's a little too good for the Zoom loom. It's just, it feels like butter. Oh, it's just gorgeous, gorgeous how fluffy it is. It's just yummy, yummy. But again, I wrote on here what it was. I wrote Cormo woolen, because that's how I made it, as woolen. And it's extra, so whatever I had to do for a master spinner, this was extra. Again, when you go finding your stash like this, look through it. I'm looking through it as well to see, well, what I do differently to spin. This is Corriedale. Yeah, Corriedale woolen. So you can see here's the beginning and the end. Not very good. I have some thick and thin places here. Didn't really do a good job on that. So here's some thick and thin. So I would do a better job right now. I would do a better job prepping it to make sure that I had consistent number of fibers going in before the twist hit it. As you can see, I have fat, some thin here and fat, and that's why. But the twist angle is pretty good on this. Twist angle is not too bad on this. Not too bad. Something you learn, you live and learn. So this is Shetland. It says on my little card, Shetland, and it says reply. So again, this is another thing. It was in my box to say, hey, you know, look how underplied you are. So you can just see here, this is like a beginner's plying. So again, I would, let me see if I can get the right direction on here. It's hard, no, I go this way. So if I add a twist to it, let's see if I can get it, there we go. See how much better that is? That would be probably about between maybe 25 and 30 degree angle there. And that's all I need to do. So I would maybe put this on my, some sort of, my squirrel skein holder, hank holder, or something. And then I would just really, really quick put it through, add just a tiny bit more, twist in the ply, take it off, skein it, and block it in water and dry it. And that would reset this. So this is nice. It has a purpose. And but I'm glad that I wrote my little tags on here what I thought I needed to do. So here's Bond, which is a different breed of sheep. You can see woefully from beginner level how underplied this is. You can see it's thick and thin. And as you go along, as you're practicing spinning and you're getting better, you should be able to go back and look at your mistakes. It's okay that you made mistakes as a beginner. It's okay. It's okay. But you need to start learning what you did wrong and how to correct it. So that's what, you know, this is a bit cringeworthy to me, but I didn't know very much when I first started out. So I know a lot better now. And I know what breeds like to be spun what way. Okay, let me see what else I got in here. Here we go, breed study, bond. I wrote another 2-ply, S spun and Z spun and S ply. So again, I wrote little tags on here. Not very good. This could go maybe on the Zoom loom because I don't care. We'll see what happens. Now I want to show you some other that we don't talk about very much. This is churro woolen. So here is the yardage on it. This was extra. I wrote little tags. You can see a nice little skein here, but this is not too bad. This is not too bad. So when I think this was on a Navajo, let's say Target, no, it's not, a Navajo spindle that I did this at some workshop. Not too bad, not too bad. Again, this is churro. I'm glad I wrote it down. I can see what I did. Here's something that's quite different. This is, I'm almost certain that this is bison, maybe bison and silk. I did this, I'm almost positive I did this on some sort of support spindle. A Russian spindle, a Tibetan spindle, something like that. And then, yeah, so a little bit of thicker thin, but you can see I spun it much, much finer than those other ones because the fiber just wanted to be thinner. So this would be something I would use in a shawl, a lace, very thin, something that shows off the beauty and the softness of this particular, and this is an instance where I did not write on here. Bad me, didn't write on here, but luckily I still vaguely remember and I can feel it and I can tell what it is, but not, I can't do that with all the sheep breeds that are the white sheep. See if I have any others. So here's some here that I had meant to make into something. You can see this is color green. It needs to be 18 yards, but this was, I think, it feels to me like what is this? Cormo and maybe some rabbit. Can't remember at the top of my head. Come to me in just a second. Yep. Very nice, very soft, but it is underplied. So this could be something that I could reply just to give it a little bit more strength. There we go. Like that. Just a little bit more as opposed to this kind of ply twist. This is not a stable yarn. Again, I have all kinds of, did I write any of these down? So I go through, okay, this can go in my, probably some crevices. I can use that, or I can use this as batting for a toy of some sort, a cat toy maybe. Again, did not write this down, so that's bad me. This is dyed. I can tell it has some silk in it because the way it dyed differently. So, well, I have a whole bunch of other things in here, but I obviously didn't label them, and that's okay. That's okay, because here's what I labeled. This is 100% cashmere. Probably would have, again, done this on a support spindle, but not the best plying, not the best spinning, not sure what I can do with it. Maybe it'll be an accent in something. But these other ones, you see, they're thicker, and I really need to find something to do with them. And I might do the zoom loom on some of these. So the zoom loom is good for worsted weight. Here's some that I did singles. So how do I do fine singles? Where do I put it on? So I put it on, this went on my skein one, a ball winder, really. And I put the singles on here. And then I would take these, two of these, and put them in such a way that I could ply off of them. But this gives it oomph, this core here gives it oomph so it doesn't collapse on itself. This is alpaca, and I meant to do something with it, and if I can find another one in here, I might do something with that. So, but that's okay, it's okay. Here's one where I said, fine black Coriadale, wash, prep, 30 minutes soak, and 4 warm rinses. This is, I'm just showing you these things to show kind of how to keep track as you spin, and you have just a box that you have miscellaneous little bit of yardages of how to label them, because years later it may be quite hard to know what you actually did. And some of these I do wish I had labeled. Here's one that's Coopworth. This size would be good for the zoom loom, but not the best, but it's okay. I didn't know any better. I didn't have as much practice as I do now. I learned how to handle Coopworth. See the nice sheen it has? Long wools have nice natural luster. They were kind of the poor man's silk back in the day, Coopworth. So anyways, I just wanted to show you some things from this box that I had, miscellaneous from various levels of master spinner, to show you that you can use the stuff that you've done before. We just need to find a good use for them. The zoom looms are good for small yardages. You know, any really small thing like little fingerless mitts, something like that, depending on, you know, you can do headbands. There's so many things you could do with these, so many crafts that you could use these with. And it's all here ready for you. See, so I did some dyeing. So here's a linen rayon. I did some dyeing at some workshop. So, you know, if I had not written that down, I wouldn't remember what these are. Maybe I'm not the only one who forgets from day to day what I was working on. Some of these I can feel. This is linen, 100% linen. I can feel that. This is, I think, a cotton blend with linen. But just some things in this grab bag. This is the box. You see, just kind of jumbled up stuff. Lots of miscellaneous. This is kind of where I put little mini skeins of stuff that I didn't throw, that I didn't really want to throw away. I wanted to save for some project, and maybe now is the day that I actually use up these little bits. The same way with little bits of wool that you find. Put them in a box, put them in some sort of little container, just put them all together, and pretty soon you'll have nice batting for something. I always use this. I've used this to grease some wheels. I've put this underneath things as some of my nitty knotties. I've used this on the bottom so it would spin a bit easier. I just have so many uses for these little bits of wool and little bits of fiber. Like, everything has a purpose. So don't feel bad if you look back at your spinning and you wish you had done better. Look at your spinning. Really honestly evaluate it. Know what you did wrong, what you could do better next time if you had known, you know, what you would do better next time. And just next time will come, and then you'll practice and you'll be better. So just because you can't do it now, or you don't like how you're spinning now, doesn't mean that that's where you'll end up. It takes hours and hours and hours at the wheel to spin a beautiful, consistent yarn, if that's what you're going for. Some people don't mind this. Some people look and say, this is how I want to spin. This is how I want to spin. But every sheep breed, every fiber, needs a bit different treatment. Like I said, how this was prepped and how this was spun was very different from how this was prepped and spun, this churro right here. Embrace the natural qualities of the fiber you're using, and then prep it and spin it to make it the star. That's what I think these are. These are stars. This wanted to be a nice thin, something for lace, something that is so soft, something really nice next to the skin. That's what that is. And so are some of these. But some of these are not next to the skin, but they were needed back in a time. They're useful. Find what the best use of these things are. Don't criticize yourself if you made mistakes in the past. That's okay. You're learning. You're growing in your spinning. Embrace that. And having these samples, I can see how far I've come since this time. Again, being able to read my spinning and see, well, I could see I did this, and I did this, and I did this. See, I've already grown since this. This does not define me. This does not define who I am as a spinner. This is who I was back then, but it's not who I am now. And my spinning today is not who I will be in the years ahead as I continue to practice and refine my skills. All these are just skills. That's it. Okay, cashmere. Oh, this is gorgeous. Gotta do something with that. So enjoy your fiber stash. Enjoy your journey in the spinning process, from very basic beginner type yarns to more advanced spinning. Practice all kinds of different types of fibers. How do they like to be spun, and what is the best prep? What is the best tool or twisting machine for these? And then go from there, right? So this is just a little hodgepodge today for spinning the past, and I hope to see you next time.